Number 10. Lost. The past, present, and future lives of surviving Oceanic Flight 815 passengers are dramatically intertwined as a fight for survival ensues in a quest for answers. After crash landing on a mysterious island, each discovery prompts yet more secrets as the hastily formed colony search for a way of the island. Or is this their home? Number 9. Outlander. Follows the story of Claire Randall, a married combat nurse from 1945 who is mysteriously swept back in time to 1743, where she is immediately thrown into an unknown world in which her life is threatened. When she is forced to marry Jamie Fraser, a chivalrous and romantic young Scottish warrior, a passionate relationship is ignited that tears Claire's heart between two vastly different men into irreconcilable lives. Number 8. Lucifer. Lucifer Morningstar, bored from his sulking life in hell, comes to live in Los Angeles. While there, he helps humanity with its miseries through his experience and telepathic abilities to bring people's deepest desires and thoughts out of them. While meeting with a detective in his nightclub Lux, a shootout involving him and the detective leads him to become an LAPD consultant who tries to punish people for their crimes through law and justice. Number 7. The Mandalorian. After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travels of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy far from the authority of the New Republic. Number 6. Supernatural. John Winchester raised his two sons Sam and Dean to hunt and kill all things that go bump in the night after his wife Mary was murdered by an evil supernatural being when the boys were little. 22 years later, the brothers set out on a journey, fighting evil along the way, to find their recently missing father. When they finally do, he reveals he knows what demon killed their mother and has found a way to track and kill it. Meanwhile, Sam develops frightening abilities such as seeing visions of people dying before it actually happens. These visions are somehow connected to the demon that murdered his mother and its mysterious plans that seem to be all about Sam. When their father dies striking a deal with that very same demon, the brothers determine to finish his crusade. But disturbing revelations about Sam's part in the demon's apocalyptic plan are presented when John's dying last words to Dean are revealed. Number 5. What We Do in the Shadows. A look into the daily, or rather, nightly lives of 4 vampires who've lived together for over 100 years on Staten Island. Number 4. Miss Marvel. Kamala is a superhero fan with an imagination, particularly when it comes to Captain Marvel. Kamala feels like she doesn't fit in at school and sometimes even at home. That is until she gets superpowers like the hero she's looked up to. Number 3. The Umbrella Academy. On the same day in October 1989, 43 infants are inexplicably born to random, unconnected women who showed no signs of pregnancy the day before. 7 are adopted by Sir Reginald Hargreaves, a billionaire industrialist, who creates the Umbrella Academy and prepares his children to save the world. But not everything went according to plan. In their teenage years, the family fractured and the team disbanded. Now almost 30 years old, the 6 surviving members reunite upon the news of Hargreaves' passing. Luther, Vigo, Allison, Klaus, Vanya and Number 5 work together to solve a mystery surrounding their father's death. But the estranged family once again begins to come apart due to their divergent personalities and abilities, not to mention the imminent threat of a global apocalypse. Number 2. Game of Thrones. In the mythical continent of Westeros, several powerful families fight for control of the 7 kingdoms. As conflict erupts in the kingdoms of men, an ancient enemy rises once again to threaten them all. Meanwhile, the last heirs of a recently usurped dynasty plot to take back their homeland from across the narrow sea. Number 1. Stranger Things. In a small town where everyone knows everyone, a peculiar incident starts a chain of events that leads to a child's disappearance, which begins to tear at the fabric of an otherwise peaceful community. Dark government agencies and seemingly malevolent supernatural forces converge on the town, while a few of the locals begin to understand that more is going on than meets the eye.